Hey, Augusta Nation! It has been quite some time since I brought y'all on to the Estimator Trail, so I appreciate you watching and catching up. But I have not fallen off the face of the earth. The only thing that's happened is I've grown my hair out, so that's pretty new and interesting. Hadn't done that. Hadn't had hair to speak of since I was 16. It's been about 20 years. So we start with a little bit of an update of what's been going on, and just give a brief overview of why I haven't been posting much and what's kind of been going on in a bigger picture. Is I've been going through a little bit of a transformation, and then God's been working in my life. And if you've seen a lot of my whiteboards, a lot of my videos, I talk a whole lot about growth. About future growth and adding locations and what that looks like, or at least what I think it looks like. And I do a lot of projecting, and those are cool. And nothing wrong with planning for the future. But if you didn't know, I do have a young family. I've got a about to be 2-year-old Jackson in July, and I've got a 5-year-old, and I've got an amazing wife who is also a business owner. So God has given me all of that, an awesome business that provides, excellent partner in the business and in life, and it's been shifting my mind for what I focus on, instead of focusing so much on the future that I almost was not enjoying and being fully present with what I have in the here and now, which is the family, even the business. My main role is estimator, and I found myself because I get filled up by building the business. I really enjoy it, and just learning about it. I can consume Mike's content, Jocko, all the content in the world, and try to build this business. But I was doing it, and like for instance, even last year I didn't work out in the field much at all, and I was mainly an estimator. I was home on the weekends, didn't work Saturdays, and for the most part, I could have been home, by 5:30, 6 o'clock at the latest, and I would find myself, stopping at the office doing the estimates before I go home, and not getting home till 6:30, and then my mind would be on work. And what I should, I was playing with my kids, and I was talking with my wife, but I was not really there fully. And so been working through that a good bit this year, and God really was pulling on my heart, and it really has changed my perspective on what I focus on. And so, and I'll bring it in with the business and how it impacts it and what we've been doing. So I actually, if you looked at the interview with Liz, I had this dream book. I had the like short-term, medium, and long-term goals, and on one of the long terms I had written out the first 20 locations and like projected cash flow, like how much money we had in the bank each year, and all that. And I think that's going a little too far. And I think I was doing that to get a sense of, because right now, as far as where I'm at, I want to enjoy the moment. If you enjoy where you're at, you'll enjoy where you're going. If you're always getting your joy out of when I have this, when we get to this level, once you get there, it's gone, and you're chasing after the next thing. So God's really put that in focus in me, and I've been able to get rid of that mindset of living in the future and saying, hey, I'm gonna pick the joy out of today. I've got plenty to do today to try to excel and be great at and do good work. And so I'm gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on who's in my life right now. Give them 100% of my attention, and the duties that I have right now 100% of my attention. And so just been focusing on the present more. I get home, and I am fully immersed with my kids and my wife, and I feel great about it. I feel really good about it. And so, and that's basically what the perspective shift has been. And so how that has impacted my business as far as what we're going to focus on right now, right this second, is instead of focusing so much on the locations, starting from scratch in a different place. I really like the coast. I had, I wanted Charleston, Beaufort, Myrtle Beach, that whole, thing. Savannah, Hilton Head, all that. And so instead of doing that, I look at what I have currently, what is really the best financial decision, and what's the best decision for everybody involved. Jeremy's involved, my team's involved, my wife, everything has an impact. And so we have the CSRA, Central Savannah River something. Anyways, it encompasses almost 1 million people, and a large territory. You wouldn't want to try to bite off all of that, because I think that ends up kind of slowed our growth by doing that. But we've got a very large area here. And so what we're most likely going to be doing, we've got the North Augusta location, and I'll get into that in a second. And so inside the CSRA on the Georgia side, we've got counties that, we've got Columbia County and Richmond County. And then in Columbia County, we've got Martinez, Evans, and Grovetown. All three of those could be their own $500,000 to $1 million location. In Richmond County, just the half that we service would be Augusta. If you went in the lower half, South Augusta, that's five locations right there. And so we're going to focus on building that. And since Jeremy and myself are already here, we're experienced, not saying we are of Liz and Lee's caliber, but if you think about Bellingham, where it was and who was running it, Liz and Lee, even Marcus last year, if we run it like that, we are utilizing all of our assets as far as our office. Because I'm the estimator, Jeremy's the office manager, and we're gonna grow that, as well as the second location. We're gonna get it up to 500,000, but we're first gonna focus on building that out. I think it's gonna be the most profitable. It'll also allow us to build up cash flows, and it won't be such a crazy growth fest of problems and headaches and things breaking and being financially strapped. Because we came from growing for the past 4 years, we've had no money. It's been at the red line, hardly any profit incentives for Jeremy, for the team. This year we're going to have good profit incentives. So profit sharing the second quarter is looking pretty good. And so that's where we're headed with this. We're going to focus on the area that we got, amass some cash, and then whenever it's time, whenever we've got the right resources, me and Jeremy have worked on our leadership abilities even more, we will most likely just go with the executive model and do what Mike and Chuck did, buy 4 on the front and then add another 2 to make the executive model. So that's what we've kind of shifted. That's where that perspective of thinking of the here and now, it's kind of where it's taken the business. And Jeremy's super happy about it. He's got growing is great, but we grow for a reason, and that's to make money. And so if you're constantly in growth mode, you're constantly putting out fires, you're stressing your people out, and you're not making money. So the incentive for them to stay is not gonna be there. If you as the entrepreneur, me myself, I was a growth monster. I just wanted to eat all the cookies. I wanted to grow. I wanted to get all the locations. And if I had to be honest with you, I would say that a lot of that was selfish ambition. And so, I know God gave me ambition. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it. But I think there's a duplicity, a dichotomy that you could start thinking, hey, this is God's plan. But sit back and ask yourself, is it really who is it really serving? And for me, there's a lot of people in my life that it would have been miserable for if they stayed on the journey with. My wife, my kids wouldn't see me as much. I stayed on the journey, and I could have, but looking at what I have and my responsibilities and just what God has given me to enjoy, I would have been neglecting a whole lot of stuff. I would have been missing out on a whole lot of stuff. And so I'm very, very fortunate that at a relatively young age, 36, with young kids, I was able to see that. God put that in my line of sight, and was able to course correct. Because, yeah, I might have gotten all those things, but I most likely, even if I didn't lose my marriage, if my wife is amazing and would have stuck by my side, it wouldn't have been the most happy existence, and I would have looked back and regretted I think a lot of it too was me thinking I could do more than I can, because whenever you do have a family and you do have you want to take care of yourself, and you've got a bunch of things relationship wise, that's super important. And Mike talked about how important relationships and being healthy in them are to the business, because it's completely different if you don't have anybody that is in your life. Then you can go 100% into the business, and you're not hurting anybody. So very, very happy that this transition has happened. I still, I'll do my planning year by year now, and towards the end of the year, October, November, start thinking about, okay, how have we done? What can we learn? What are we doing next year? And that's really all I have to do, which is great. I don't have this big, heavy burden, this monster burden on that I was putting on myself, and I can enjoy the now. So that is another thing that, as far as a bodybuilding reference, the process. And you can build a business, that's a process. You can build a body, that's a process. It never ends. So that business is going to be there, if it's successful, forever, until you sell it. And your body is going to be there until you die. And so if you fall in love with the process of building, with your body, eating healthy, trying to make gains in the gym, progressive overloading, and if you get injured, you got to get back, so that's another growth process. Same thing in business. If you're trying to grow to different revenue levels, to different profit percentages, you're going to be working on that throughout the entirety. So if you love the process, the people, at least in bodybuilding, people that love the process do the best, because they're not begrudging, like, when I get here, I'm going to be happy. Whether it be revenue goals, or you're talking about a stage presence in bodybuilding, if you're happy, like, being happy is a choice. Finding joy is a choice, and if you find it in your day-to-day, you're going to be better at whatever you're doing anyway. So choose joy, and for those of y'all that are like, yeah, choose joy while I'm out here working 60 hours in the field and then doing estimates, it's a little harder, but know that it's still your choice. You can choose to be joyful in all the hard work that you do, or you can choose to hate it, and I've been there for too many years. There was 3 years where every single end of July I was like, it's sold, I'm getting rid of this thing. So I just want to update y'all on the big picture. I don't know how long it's been since I posted, and I guess as far as the reason for this channel is mainly just for the franchisees and any person new in the lawn care business or just struggling that I can help, is the reason for the channel. And I still, people will reach out to me here and there. Ayuda reached out to me last week, and I still love that part of it. I want to help in any way that I can. I know that I can be better for the Franchise Advisory Council, but I'm here 100%. The channel itself, I'm just busy, and it was something that I did just to kind of I don't know, just wanted to do it, and past however long with this perspective change, I just haven't wanted to. So I still definitely want to help in any way that I can, but I may be posting a little less frequently. But as far as the day-to-day, a lot of stuff has happened. I think it's been about 2 months. I could be wrong on that. A lot of stuff's happened. You know, we've had 2 trucks with blown motors. That was, might as well say 20K. One of them was the North Augusta trucks. That was a little crappy. I will say having a backup truck, even though it was a 1990 Chevy 3500, it was a landscape body, kind of cool, but no AC, and it's old. Glad we had it, and I think Mike, had a video like, you're going to roll with old trucks. Every 5 truck, you need a backup truck. 100% spot on. So we got we had a 2005 Chevy 2500 with the 6-liter gas. That was a $10,000 repair. It wasn't just the engine. There was like some motor mounts and things I don't even know what the heck it was, but we replaced it. And then the other one, it blew last year. We just kind of had it. It was a backup truck, and so we decided to replace the engine in that. That was going to be like $8,000 or $9,000. Not done yet. And so we got once we get that back, get the landscape body sold, we will still have 1 backup truck. So that's nice. We have recently gotten to a point where we've got a mobile mechanic that comes here and there, and he is awesome. He's young. He works at $45 labor rate, and he's super smart, super honest, and super convenient to come to us. And let's see here. We are North Augusta General Manager Matthew. He was got in a little legal jam, and we had to demote him. But luckily, he has humility. He decided he was going to work for the Augusta location, so that was awesome. And then McKeith, who was in the running to be a general manager for the next location, he stepped in, and Gabe has went over there with McKeith. And so it's running pretty good. It's, I think they did $23,000 in May, so that was awesome. And I think they're on track to do another 23 or 25 in June. So that's going really well. Let's see here. Anything else crazy happened? I don't know if I was on here or not, but Jordan, he was lifting up a mower, an X Mark 30, and he had the blade disengaged, but it was still spinning, and so he almost cut his finger off. He just got back on yesterday or last Wednesday, so he's back. He's doing good. Our guys have been killing it as far as efficiency, like 80-90% efficiency. So that's really cool. Let's see here. I know there's some other stuff, some other crazy things that have happened, but I can't really think about what those are right now. Jeremy's about to come up on his 6th year with the business, and so that's pretty awesome. And let's see, that's about it. Last week I was in my wife had a bodybuilding show, or a bikini show, in Wilmington, North Carolina. Hadn't been there, but it was awesome beach. We went to Carolina Beach, and then next week we're going to Myrtle Beach. So a lot of beach stuff going on this year, and unfortunately I will not be able to make it to Memphis. So whoever goes, I'll miss you and wish I could be there. I'll be at the beach with the family. So that's it in a nutshell. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. My cell phone, I don't think it's listed, but 706-220-2381 for anybody that any question at all, anything you want to know, anything you need help with. I'd love to help out. But appreciate you joining me on the Estimator Trail, and I will talk to you on the next trail ride.